Roval, what are you stuffing in your mouth?
Fries.
Wow. Speaking of frying, everybody in both races got fried at the tail end. No pun intended.
Especially those drivers and surprise drivers that got eliminated from the round of 8 in both races.
Yeah. Oh yeah. That's no surprise.
Round of 12,
there.
not round of 8.
Right. But man, though, Roval weekend, man, Roval weekend. I mean, yeah, it didn't disappoint, but it just felt like the last stage of both races. It was a little bit messy, but we'll talk about that here in just a moment. In the meantime, welcome everybody to the 20th edition of GTN.
Oh, wow.
20th edition. Can you believe that? I don't think we're going to make it to 25 before this is all said and done, but we're going to be close.
Depends if we want to make, technically we might. We'll be talking about the race finale. Because we usually do want to about after the 20th. Next one will be 21st. Next one will be 2nd. Oh, well, no, maybe I'm wrong.
Okay, so let's see. We definitely make one after Vegas. So that'd be 21. Homestead would be 22.
Oh,
23 would be Martinsville. Well, Martinsville for Cup Series. Yeah, Cup.
Yeah.
And then 24 Phoenix. Yeah, no, wait. We would make it to 25. After Phoenix.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
So, yeah, as you can see, Wyatt, our co-host over here, he's in a little bit of a different scenery. He's not in his room.
Currently, I live with my folks, but the scenery you usually see, I'm in my room. Well, my folks are actually down going to Alabama right now, going to go on vacation and stuff. So I am currently house sitting. So I already had this downstairs, so different scenery.
Well, how about that? All right. Alrighty. Let's go ahead and talk about it. It's time for the Roval. Let's begin with the Xfinity Series, which I did not tune in until the tail end of Stage 2. And
I saw the race. I'm trying to remember everything, to be honest. Let me pull it up, bro. Let me pull up the finishing results real. Nope, that's the wrong one. Here we go.
I know one thing that happened. I distinctively remember one thing that happened before I tuned in, is that Daniel Hemrick had issues. I saw when I tuned in he had a lot of damage, but he somehow was still inside of the top 10.
So what happened on that one? I can help clear that one up. So what happened on that one? I think it was lap 5 maybe of the race.
Really, dang.
Yeah, it was early. I don't remember what lap it was on. But lap 5, he missed the corner and he shot into I don't know if you guys are like me, try to watch qualifying or not, but he basically did what Ross Chastain did that during his qualifying. He missed the corner, overshot it, and ran into the wall.
Wow.
It was still able to continue, but unfortunately, he wasn't able to make it far in the round.
Yeah.
But that's what I remember. That was at the start. The start of that. That's what happened to him. Xfinity race was kind of calm. It wasn't really much.
There really wasn't a lot of chaos. There wasn't a lot of it. Yeah, it was all saved for the end. All of it was saved for the end.
Oh yeah.
Oh my gosh.
I'm trying to remember all of it.
Here's one thing that sticks out of my head. One driver in particular. Riley Herbst. Oh boy. Yeah. His trouble started on a restart. Left rear quarter panel gets crunched up. Rubs the left rear tire. They don't think the crew thinks, "Oh, we're fine, right? It's just all it's gonna do is just gonna rub the tire." Like, oh, that no, it's fine. Just clear that sheet metal up. Give the tire a little bit of room. We're good to go, right? Nope. That left rear gets shredded. He made it to pit road at the very least. Got whatever other adjustments they needed to make on the sheet metal done. And then with what? About less than 10 to go, he ends up getting a little mixed it up with another driver. I think it was Jeremy Clements. Bounced off of him, I think.
No, it wasn't Clements.
No, it was. It was actually. Bounced off of him, like the quarter panel, and then went straight into the tire barrier. He ran over a sign, sat there for about a few seconds trying to get the car fired up. But
that was at the very end.
But the second the car fired up, nope. Yellow flag. I was like, oh, come on. He was rolling. He had just got rolling.
But yeah, that was the race was pretty interesting. The race, I'd say it wasn't as chaotic. Usually the ends get already chaotic, but we'll talk about Cup Series more. But even I'd say in the Cup Series are more chaotic during the race, not actually at the very end of the race.
Man.
But all in all, we used to call him Mr. Road Course. How about we just call him Mr. Roval?
King of the Roval.
Mr. Charlotte Roval. Allmendinger wins 4 straight.
Undefeated in
Xfinity. And the only other driver to win is Chase Briscoe.
Yes.
And that was when the first race happens, and Allmendinger came unstoppable.
Do we have any words to really explain that? 4 in a row at one racetrack, one particular setup of a racetrack.
And let's keep this in mind. This is like a back-to-back 4 in a row type deal.
Yeah.
Skip Talladega. Skip Talladega, where he won back-to-back, by the way. Let's get that out of the way. He won back-to-back. But go back to the race prior to that. We had a driver go 4 in a row consecutive weeks. And then you skip Talladega, you have a driver who got 4 in a row at a track.
Yeah.
For consecutive years.
That's still really nuts.
And those two drivers are going to be in the Cup Series. We'll talk about more, but those two Cup drivers are going to be full-time next year, along with the person who finished second. But let's go ahead and get that taken care of. So, AJ Allmendinger has won the race 4 straight. Mentioned that. Ty Gibbs finished second. Noah Gragson, third. James Davison finished 4th.
He was the guy that ran over Riley Herbst.
Yeah.
My goodness.
And he still ended up with top 5. That's kind of funny.
I'm so glad you didn't choose him as the driver to stay away from. And if you did, he still proved you wrong.
He proved me wrong, yeah. I would just do that just because. I'll tell you someone else who proved me wrong, too. Justin Allgaier gets 5th. Alex Abay 6th. This mofo right here should have been eliminated.
Should have. But he cheated. He cheated elimination.
Brandon Jones. I had a feeling he was below the cut line for a while. And he somehow made it through.
He wins stage 1, or is it stage 2?
Stage 2, I think.
Yeah, he won a stage, which helped him. It paid pretty big dividends, but then he had some other people's problems that were his treasure. You know, their burdens were some people's burdens. Riley Herbst was Brandon Jones's treasure.
Yeah, and tough break. Let's just get this out of the way. Tough break for Riley Herbst, who did get
Yeah.
eliminated from here, along with Josh Berry. He did not get eliminated, but the guy next did. Got Josh Berry in eighth, ironically his number, but poor Ryan Sieg. He gets the top 10, but it's not enough to get him past the next round. Ryan Sieg is also eliminated
That's
from
sad.
there.
That really is sad. He was right there. Right there. Had the right strategy and everything.
Landon Castle, just like Josh Berry, funny. He gets 10th. Same as his number.
Yeah.
Myatt Snyder gets 11th. Anthony Alfredo 12th. Myatt. Did I say Myatt Snyder? I said Sam Mayer, right?
For the 31
For
or
11th? For the 11th. 11th place for the 1.
1-1-1.
Did I say Sam?
Yeah,
Did I say Sam Mayer?
Sam Mayer for
Okay.
I think you did.
I don't know, because I said Myatt Snyder. It's like, I'm about to say the name, and I'm like, wait a minute, did I say the name twice? For a different driver.
Let's go ahead and rewind that, and then we'll come back to you guys.
I did say Myatt Snyder for the 1.
You did say Myatt Snyder for the 1. We got confirmation, folks. This man thought Myatt Snyder was driving the 1 car.
Hey, this time he usually catches me on mistakes. He didn't catch me on that one. I caught myself.
Well, no, you were no, that is BS. You know it. You're just like, did I say that? Did I say Myatt Snyder? Did I say that? And I was like, I think you did. So I stopped the recording, went back on the footage, and he said, Myatt Snyder. So I caught it. I confirmed it for you.
What? You confirmed it, but you didn't go on and catch.
Because I was looking at the finishing order. I wasn't so much listening. I was looking at the finishing order. But then you stopped. Anyway. But the only way I caught on was you stopped, you paused, and then you asked me, "Oh, did I say Myatt Snyder for the 1?"
Because I got confused myself. Because I said the name. I'm like, wait a minute.
No, I just got confused on why you stopped.
I got confused myself because I'm not sure. Sam Mayer in the 11.
Wait, whoa. Sam Mayer in the 11? Since when did you go to college all of a sudden? Damn, he is off his game.
It is night. It's nighttime, y'all. It's not late, but it's like I can't think right now. So bear with me.
Oh man, this is typical Wyatt for you. I'm kidding.
Mayer in the 1 finished 11th. They got Alfredo 12th. Myatt Snyder 13th. Ironically, I said Myatt. I actually said Myatt. Ironically, on his number, it's backwards from his car number, and he finished and he started 31st.
No, inverted. How ironic.
And then another driver who unfortunately got eliminated was Jeremy Clements in 14th, which we kind of knew that one.
Yeah, that's why NBC was mostly ignoring him, which, I mean, sucks, but they knew just as much as we did.
Now, you're going to help me with this name.
Daniel Kvyat.
Daniel Kvyat, thank you. Daniel Kvyat finishes 15th. I correct myself.
My goodness.
Finished 15th. Sheldon Creed, 16th. And then our final...
I'll say something here before you continue on. He should have won. Sheldon Creed should have won, but he got screwed over. Basically, in the same section that Chase Elliott got screwed over in the Cup race. The same section. We'll talk about that later, but I just wanted to point that out.
Sheldon Creed should have won a lot of races.
He should
have won a good amount of races.
Yeah.
So far. So
this adds to the list.
But yeah. Daniel Hemrick, who's the last one eliminated. Unfortunately, I really had high hopes he'll make it to the round of 8, but he finished 17th, and then you got Jeb Burton 18th, which he spun, which involved another great driver who unfortunately got wrecked. We'll say his name here shortly.
Yeah.
And got J.J. Yaley, 19th, then Brandon Brown in the 20th, Preston Pardis, Scott,
Hecker.
help me with this, Hackert, thank you. Then Brad Perez, Ryan Vargas, Stephen. You want to talk about a driver who could have had a win that race? How about a driver who could have had a great top 5 finish?
Yeah.
Stephen Parson.
That was heartbreaking. That was really freaking heartbreaking.
I forgot who spun him.
I don't know. I wasn't paying that much attention. I just look at my screen and I just see Stefan going around. I'm like, oh no, come on. Whoever did that, man, you're cold. You're cold.
I remember done. It was a playoff driver. I know. I just can't remember which one.
Oh, they're cold. Just for that, they're cold.
Yeah. Bailey Curry, 26th. Joe Graff Jr., 27th. Timmy Hill, 28th. Talk about we go one hill to another hill. I was yelling at that TV because after stage one, he was down pit road. He had an issue and stuff, but he was still above the cut line. He was no matter how the incidents, he was above the cut line when the stage ended. He should have been cleared to be advanced, like Ty Gibbs. I'm just yelling at that TV when he was on pit road, just he has enough points to advance him to the next round. I was yelling at that damn TV.
It was all downhill from there.
But hey, he got locked in despite the points, so it didn't affect him that much.
Yeah.
If he was below the cutoff or wasn't in a good point stand position, then I would have been worried. But once I saw it was him, no disrespect to Austin Hill. I love Austin Hill. I like him. But when I saw he was on pit road, I didn't really have much worry because I saw where he was in the points.
Yeah.
Sage Karam gets 30th. Andy Lally, 31st. You mentioned Riley Herbst, who unfortunately got wrecked out.
That sucked. I felt bad for
second.
him.
Yeah, same here. Patrick Gallagher. I think we're just used to hearing Gallagher and Spencer in front of it, or at least I am. So.
Yeah.
Patrick Gallagher finishes 33rd. Josh Bilicki, 34th. Chaz Gralla, 35th. And we mentioned the guy who hit Jeb Burton. Marco Andretti, who was actually doing pretty well during his first Xfinity race.
Yep. Honestly, yeah. Made a few mistakes here and there. I mean, it's his first time in a stock car, so I mean, it was bound to happen. But for the most part, he did everything right. He did everything he had to do.
Yeah, but unfortunately, he saw a spot where the spotters are blind at and didn't see Jeb Burton spinning, and he accidentally ran into him. And also rammed into him.
Yeah.
Jeb Burton continued, but it ruined Marco Andretti's day.
Yeah. Damn.
Yeah. Josh Williams, he finished 37th with a track bar issue by the looks of it, and Chris Wright is out after pulling a Chase. I wouldn't say pulling Chase Elliott, but he went into the heartburn turn.
Well, probably pulled a Keselowski.
Yeah, there it is. I was thinking Keselowski. I wasn't sure if that was the right one or not because both Keselowski and Elliott did that, but
yeah,
one of the match continued. So and won the damn thing too. So
yeah. Chomp, chomp, chomp. He's eating something just for context. If we have Spotify listeners.
Yes, I am actually eating. I'm actually eating a local only a small state close to me, place called Brahms. Not sponsored. Uh, we're not sponsored by Brahms at all. I'm just hungry. But
Yeah, he's just hungry. That's it. We're not
yeah,
sponsored, by the way.
not sponsored, but hungry and thirsty. But anyways, to the points. So now we brought down 12-8 for the Xfinity Series. Also the Cup Series. We'll get there in a minute.
Yep.
But right now, Noah Gragson is still the top seed for. I don't know why that was gone, but Noah Gregson's still the top seed, and he's above the cutoff by 34 points. AJ Allmendinger is up by. Thank you. AJ Allmendinger is up by 22 despite him winning. But he now has 5 wins and makes the top 3 have more than 5 wins in the last few races. So it's clear to see that Noah Gragson, AJ Allmendinger, and Ty Gibbs are definitely the championship threats.
Very easily. Honestly, very easily. And I'm going to have to question here as we go into round 2. With this 5th place finish at the Roval, does this mean that Allgaier is going to flip a switch for round 2? Does this mean he's going to turn up the heat a little bit once we go into Vegas, see if he could try to win there, or at Homestead? I think he might have a better chance at Homestead to get into the Final Four.
My thing is, you got to think about the tracks that are coming up. You got to think about the 3 tracks that are coming up, which is Vegas,
yep,
Homestead, and
yep,
Martinsville.
Yep.
I see the other 3 dominating, if not leading a bunch during those races. So, but I also see, I'm not sure how well I see Allgaier doing at some of those tracks.
Right.
Martinsville, I see him having a good chance at. But depends on how well he's done. Homestead too. I don't know about Vegas. I don't know about Vegas, to be honest. I see a different driver doing good on that one, but you got to look at the other tracks.
Yeah.
And think about those. Like, you got to know, like, my eyes, and I'm just thinking about the top 3 right now.
Yeah.
Some of those tracks, I see, like, Noah Gragson dominating Martinsville, not dominating, Noah Gragson doing a better job in Martinsville than Allmendinger or Gibbs, or I see Gibbs doing better at Homestead than others. You kind of see where I'm getting at, though. But
right.
Allgaier, I'm not as confident. I'm not really as confident as Justin Allgaier. If Phoenix was still in the equation going into like the championship, then that might be different. But I don't feel that confident on Allgaier. Even though he's flipped a switch, he may have some good finishes here and there. But you gotta think about the other guys too, like Josh Berry, who won Vegas last year.
Yeah.
Won Vegas last year, and keep in mind the one car for Sam Mayer, who you gotta keep in mind he and also Ty Gibbs could have won Martinsville in the spring.
Yeah.
Brandon Jones is another one got watched too, which I really hope he don't. He really should not have been that round. But you also got to put Austin Hill in the equation too. He's ran good.
Right.
He's ran good at some of these tracks. So, and he hasn't had a bad slip-up race yet.
Yep.
It's in the playoffs. So,
I don't know.
Allgaier may be fine, but you got to think about the other drivers too, and some of the tracks they're coming up to. That's all I'm saying. Because I still think Gragson, Allmendinger, and Gibbs are going to be top 3, but that 4th spot's going to be a fight to get.
Oh, it's going to be a dogfight.
Exactly.
A massive dogfight, because let's be real with ourselves here. Out of the 3, it's going to be Austin Hill. I think that might have the strongest chances. I mean, look at the season that he's had.
Agreed.
It basically we thought, oh, he's gonna probably have that mediocre at best season, and Sheldon Creed's gonna be the powerhouse of the RCR Xfinity team because that's the flagship car. But still, like it was the opposite effect. And then Josh Berry having the season he's had, probably this definitely tops last year for him. Allgaier
Oh
has
yeah.
just kind of been very, very quiet, but that doesn't mean that he's out of this thing entirely. He's still there. He's still gonna have his back against the wall. He's still gonna fight as hard as possible. But really, to
Brandon
be
Jones.
quite honest, yeah, Brandon Jones. Brandon
Brandon
Jones, will
won.
definitely be there. He'll definitely
But
fight. But where would he really go with
Brandon Jones, unless
this
he
fight?
pulls another stunt, unless he put another stunt like he did at Martinsville, which got him that win. During the playoffs, the last two races, he barely did anything. He's lucky to even get in the next round of playoffs.
Yeah,
Sam Mayer, on the other hand, which I think it's kind of cool that there's all four Junior Motorsports cars in the final 8,
yeah,
which is a pretty good. Shows how good the team is. Sam Mayer yet not have a win, but he's been up there. He could have had a good chance to win Martinsville. So I don't see him pointing his way in.
yeah,
But like I mentioned, you got tracks that these guys, the other Junior Motorsports drivers, could fight to get in.
yeah.
And what story would it be if you had Noah Gragson, Allmendinger, and Gibbs, not all three make it to the Final Four?
That's
Think
hard
about
to
it.
that's hard to believe.
It's hard to believe,
It's
but
super hard to
think about
believe.
it. It could happen.
Could, but the question is here with any of the three, will it?
I doubt it. Depends on how they have to have some issues, and I'm looking more at Ty Gibbs more than any other ones because he's currently the lowest. Yes, even 34 plus is not all that safe for Noah Gragson, but I see the tracks he's coming up to. Mainly, I look at Homestead and Martinsville. I see those two. Noah Gregson's. I mentioned like Ty Gibbs doing good at home at Martinsville. Noah Gregson let Ty Gibbs probably do good at Homestead or something. Noah Gregson led most of the laps the last few times we went there. He could have won 2021.
Yeah.
He had that issue.
Yeah.
I forgot about that, but Noah I don't know.
I don't know, man. Yeah, it'll definitely be interesting for sure once we get round 2 for the Xfinity Series chase started. It should be very interesting. But alrighty. Now, let's talk about the main event.
And I'm just to the folks at home. We are recording this on Sunday, so we just saw the race not that long, like hours ago. So
We had to wait for everything to be official before we did this.
but man,
Cup race. This was the calmest cup race at the Roval I've ever seen.
agreed. That's why when you mentioned like the craziness, I went iffy on it at the beginning because like this is like you mentioned the calmest Roval, and that's not particularly the Roval we know.
It's not.
And again, like I forgot who said it, but it's the next gen car. It's the next gen car. It's made to do road courses, so of course it's going to be smoother.
Yeah.
Which I didn't count that in the equation, but weirdly enough, the calmest race I have seen at the Roval, and it got to the very end for it to start being crazy.
Yeah. Oh, man, though. Where do we even begin? Let's talk about the end. Because really, to be quite honest,
I think we should start with all the incidents that happened.
Oh my gosh. So, I think what kind of was the indicator was first of all, to give you a little synopsis of what happened before we lead up to this incident, Daniel Suarez basically lost power steering. He basically lost it. Power steering assistance is what they said. So he couldn't really steer the car. He could steer it, but not really in the way that you would want to steer it. So basically, coming to the start-finish line to begin their next lap, Daniel Suarez spun out Corey LaJoie. Unintentionally spun him out. And LaJoie, later on, did not take too kindly to that.
And I just want to point out about Daniel Suarez, he was having a good race. He had nothing going wrong. I really thought he was going to make the round of 8. I was really hoping that Daniel Suarez would. It's like he's had great races. He was at a good points position. Of course, something like this would screw him over.
Another guy, you want to know another guy that narrowly escaped? Ross Chastain. Because remember, he took the entrance to the infield part of the road course way too wide, slapped the right rear up against the wall, and broke a truck arm, whatever it is. Control arm. Broke a control arm. It was probably about an upper or lower control arm.
Talking about during the race or during qualifying?
During the race.
Because I know he hit the wall during qualifying.
Yeah.
And I remember him doing the same thing again.
No, he smacked the right rear tire up against the wall.
I remember that.
Yeah.
I remember that. Okay, yeah.
He narrowly escaped. Narrowly escaped.
He was still able. He had a good points cushion to still continue
make it on.
Yeah, make it on. Bunch of laps down, but he was still able to make the next round.
Oh man, where do we even? Okay, so let's talk about the first overtime. Oh boy, oh my goodness.
I think we should start by talking about the defending champion.
Well,
because this happens before all the carnage.
Well, I was thinking about that, but my goodness. I guess before we get up to the incident, let's talk about him. The man, the myth, the guy that came back after all the adversity that happened to him back in 2020, Kyle Larson. This man, unbelievable. This man, where do you even start here? Where do you start? This guy had a really good cushion. This man was going to make it on. No, there was some issue, a mechanical issue with his car. Can't remember exactly what it was.
I don't remember either.
But he was slowly dropping points. He was dropping points like basically dropping papers at other people's houses. Not a good analogy, but you get the point. One by one, losing points. Until it gets to the point where it's just like, all right, he's cutting it really close. So now this leads on over to the incidents, on the overtime incidents. So, oh boy, where do I begin? So, not really overtime. It was really, I don't know I can't remember if it was one or two overtimes, but basically the Mario Kart dash to the finish, the one and only Mario Kart dash to the finish, the 3-lap dash, really. Pile up. There was a pile up, I want to say, in the entrance to the infield road course, involving Michael. There was like about 5-6 cars that had piled up there. I can't remember each and every single one of them. I know Michael McDowell was one. I can't remember all of them. Let's see. Later on, Allmendinger's leading at this point. Harvick wrestles him out of the way, takes the lead. Later,
keep in mind, let's also add that Bell pitted prior to that, and then he had fresh tires and got
Wow.
through that carnage.
Wow, we're going backwards.
Wait, what?
We're going backwards.
That was the one, wasn't there? Was two different. There was
he
there was one.
well
There
he
was one finish that happened to be lap dash, and then there was an overtime.
Yeah, there was. He was the first car that had fresh tires. The other 11 drivers stayed out. So basically throughout the time that there was incidents happening everywhere, he had blasted himself all the way up inside of the top 5. So here we go. Harvick wrestles the lead away from AJ Allmendinger. Allmendinger gets in the grass, and I believe it was Allmendinger himself that got into Chase Elliott in the exact same section that Sheldon Creed got spun out on, just on the tail end of the infield road course going into NASCAR Turn 1. And Christopher Bell blasts by AJ Allmendinger to take over, what was it, third or second? But he was second. He was close. So either way.
And then the caution came out. It was the caution. The reason the caution came out prior was because of the. I don't know what it was. Was it like a sign or something?
No. So what happened was the lap before there was a massive pileup in that little chicane. There are words that I would use to describe that, but I'm not going to use them here. But let's just say it was an all-out demolition derby in the chicane. Logano was one of them involved. So a piece of the turtles popped out onto the track. Hence the reason for the caution with 2 to go. Setting up the overtime, red flag, got the turtle repaired. And this was basically Bell's race.
Yeah.
Bell's race to win. And he was in that position to where he had to win it. And keep in mind, before we even came into this weekend, we didn't have any faith in Christopher Bell. We had no faith in him.
I'm a Bell fan, and yet I didn't see him coming. I did not see this coming. I actually had it because the guy I picked to stay away wasn't even going to be in the race. I didn't even get a chance to switch to the driver. I would have switched to. I would have hated myself, but I would have switched to him. And boy, did he prove us wrong.
He proved me wrong, especially since I picked him. And I'm glad he did. My gosh.
And I was doing that race, and you can even... Gecko was with me, watching the race with me, and I was dancing around. Come on, boy.
You were doing your Christopher Bell dance. I wish she had gotten you recorded and posted up on Snapchat or Discord.
That would not have been smart.
That sure it wouldn't. For you, you would think it would.
No. For the internet's sake.
For the internet's sake. Really?
I will explain. I'll explain off camera.
I'm just gonna say this. I know it doesn't pertain to your context. I have hundreds, almost thousands of videos of you doing a bunch of stupid stuff in video games. Even when you made the me with the nose, I got that. Also, there's a lot of other stuff, you know. He's focused. He's gonna explain to me. He's just like, no, stop, shut up. We don't talk about it here. Shut up. She's gonna say, shut up. Don't talk about it. Well, all right. You know what? Let me tell you something.
Yeah.
You were in a live stream with me with just no shirt, just pants.
Yeah. Just think about that. Why I put that.
I mean, I understand, but just think about it here. If she had recorded you doing that, she would have kept it for herself.
Exactly. If she would have kept it for herself, yeah. Shared it with you guys, it would have been
Awkward.
not that smart. Probably wouldn't be.
You probably
Okay,
would have been like, oh no.
yeah, yeah. You said you wish you would have recorded to see it. No,
Well,
no, you guys wouldn't want to see that.
well,
Not
still,
just for being stupid, but
yeah, just like how you're like, it's like shut up, shut up, shut up, shut up, shut up. All right. Anyways,
but anyways, back to racing stuff. We'll probably edit all this out. Anyways,
no, this all staying.
damn it. Let's go back and what we're saying. Christopher Bell, who was in a must-win situation, point that out, was in a must-win situation and won that race.
We're missing
Christopher
something.
Bell. Huh?
We're missing
something.
one more little thing.
What's that?
Mr. Austin Cindric. Oh my gosh, man. Let me tell you something. This man, let me tell you something. This man was throwing everything, including the metaphorical kitchen sink, at everybody. This man, the strategy was, if Christopher Bell won, he had to finish 11th in order to just barely squeak by. If he didn't win, 15th or better would have been good enough to lock him in. Bell won, but prior to Bell winning, Cindric was in a dogfight with Eric Jones for position. And in a literal dogfight for position. Going into the chicane, Cindric just basically got dumped by Eric Jones. And that killed his chances. It killed him. Straight up killed him. And he went out, what, 13 below? 13 below. And Cindric, not Cindric, sorry, where you talked about him. His good old buddy Chase Briscoe. Hence the reason for Kyle Larson being eliminated. Briscoe, we didn't have much faith that he would make it in either.
No one had faith.
But this man,
Iceberg's video, and he had no faith.
This man was on a mission in this overtime. This man was on a mission here. So he needed to be stay away from the 99. The main objective for Chase Briscoe was stay away from Daniel Suarez. He wanted to stay ahead of him. But Larson also at the same time, because he was still very, very close, cutting it very, very close. And it would have come down to a tiebreaker. The tiebreaker would have been Chase Briscoe for the better finish. But this man still gets a better finish. Because you want to know something? He not only got by whoever he got by, which I think it was Eric Jones, but he also got by Austin Dillon. Dillon passed him back on NASCAR back straightaway, but going into chicane, Briscoe's like, yeet!
More than that, I think Cole Custer slowed up.
Oh,
Custer slowed him up to help.
I think, you know what? Come to think of it, Briscoe not only yeeted that car into the corner, but Cole Custer was doing God's work right there. Not to say that I wanted Larson out, but he was doing God's work when it comes to trying to help out his SHR teammate, man.
Oh, yeah.
I know people would have not liked the move, but, you know, that's a teammate, and you got to do what you got to do to help your teammate.
Which NASCAR is going to go under review on that, to be honest. It's been posted that NASCAR is going to do further review on that, but it will not affect Briscoe. It will not affect the round of 8.
That's good.
So whatever penalty is going to happen to Cole Custer, if there is any, we'll probably mention it next week if there was a penalty or not. But no matter what, it will not affect Briscoe in the round of 8.
Yeah.
It won't affect him. We'll take him out. He's still in there, 100% his. It's still a surprise.
Yeah. Still a very big surprise, though.
But yeah, let's, if there's nothing else, let's go ahead and get the results. I don't think we expected to see some of these names on this list.
There's a good chunk of them.
Let's just bring this out of the way. The first guy none of us thought Christopher Bell, our winner, which gets his second win. Gets what second win of the year? Highest career so far. Uh, and we had no faith. The only Toyota to win a road course. Actually, take that back. The only other manufacturer to win a road course other than Chevy this year.
Yeah. So now that means all three manufacturers have won at the Roval.
Yeah, that's right.
Finally.
And we got Kevin Harvick finished second. I don't think he snuck through. I did not think we were going to see Kevin Harvick in that fight.
Yeah.
I don't think Kyle Busch was barely mentioned, but he got a good top three, a good third finish. How about these two? AJ Allmendinger is not a surprise. Allmendinger is not a surprise that he was up there. But how about Justin Haley?
That I'm so happy to see. I'm
And
really happy.
I was watching qualifying too, and those who were qualifying together, Haley was right behind him watching Allmendinger, and both of them could have qualified top 10. Could have both qualified fifth in their Group B qualifying, and both of them could have made the top 10 qualifying.
Oh yeah. Really could have.
And I'm really expecting more out of these two next year. That's pretty good. And these names I didn't really see much either. Chris Buescher, 6th. Bubba Wallace, 7th after missing the chicane during like the first few laps. Tyler Reddick gets 8th. Honestly, ironically, I like his number. Who had a good race too. Chase Briscoe makes the round of 8. Gets the top 10. Able to help him get in there. And you mentioned Austin Dillon. Rounds out top 10.
Top 10.
Then Eric Jones 11th. Corey LaJoy gets 12th. That's pretty good for him. Pretty good run for the Spire group. We're the Spire driver. Denny Hamlin 13th. Brad Keselowski 14th. My bad. Eric Almirola 15th. William Byron 16th. Mark Truex Jr. 17th. Joey Logano 18th after winning the pole.
Yeah.
Ricky Stenhouse Jr. 19th. Chase Elliott 20th, who led that race a good portion.
From the looks of it, led the most laps at 30.
Austin Cindric is 21st. Ty Gibbs 22nd. How about that?
Yeah.
I just see that's kind of funny. Your driver gets 21st, and then the next person is your least favorite driver right next to each other.
I'm so glad he finished ahead of him.
Oh, I would have laughed so hard if he didn't.
Oh, sure you would have. Sure you would have. Sure you would.
Then got Noah Gragson back in the 48. I still think that looks amazing. Noah Gragson in the 48.
Yeah.
Cole Custer, 27. Oh, wait. Was he a lap down when he did that?
No, he's on the lead lap.
How the hell did Cole Custer drop to 24th?
Great question. I have no idea.
Is Ty Dillon a lap down?
From the looks of things, no.
Okay, that's weird then.
So yeah, it'd be Blaney McDowell, Burton. No, Blaney McDowell, the last two cars on the lead lap, and then Harrison Burton was the first car one lap down.
Which is the next three we're talking about. That Blaney's 26th, McDowell 27th, and Burton 28th. Mike Rockefeller finishes 29th. Todd Gilliland 30th. Williams gets 31st. Yaley 32nd. Loris Hesman 33rd. Correct me if I'm wrong. See, Indy or Formula One?
IndyCar.
Indy. I thought it was Indy. Our Indy guy making his Cup debut for the money team, Connor Daly. who's Connor Daly. He got 34th. He had an electrical issue, but he still kept going.
Attaboy.
We mentioned Kyle Larson, who unfortunately got eliminated.
That was sad.
Sucks for Larson. I was not expecting that.
No one was, really, to be quite honest.
Daniel Suarez, I was actually not expecting him to get eliminated either. I mean, I expected it, but at the same time, I didn't. To how well he ran.
Yeah.
Ross Chastain's lucky he didn't get eliminated, but he's still in this. Joey Han and Daniel Kvyat.
Yep. Yeah, that's correct.
All right, got it. So
you got it.
Drivers, so I should say technically the 3 drivers get eliminated because since Alex Bowman didn't get in the race,
they joined.
He was in a must. Yeah, they joined Alex Bowman, who was supposed to be in it, but
you know,
unfortunately, he had to be eliminated because he wasn't in the race.
Yeah, you know, that stuff happens.
Which NASCAR did talk about that they're going to keep doing testing, and next year there's probably going to be a break-in. We're probably going to talk about this later, but just want to get this out of the way that they will get those cars, the back ends of the cars, taken care of by next year.
Yes, they did.
So that's good, and hopefully we can stop not having any more of these concussion stuff. But let's look at the playoffs now. The grade we mentioned Alex Bowman, his teammate Kyle Larson is eliminated. Daniel Suarez for Trackhouse is unfortunately eliminated, and Penske's Austin Cindric, the rookie, is also eliminated.
That's sad.
Which I was surprised. If he would have made that next round, I would have been shocked. I'm still shocked that Chase Briscoe made that round. Everyone I know, probably in the NASCAR community, thought Chase Briscoe was going to get the first one eliminated.
No, really, to be honest, I didn't think he was going to be the first one. If anything, I thought he was going to probably be maybe second seed eliminated in that one. Maybe second seed, I'd want to say. But no.
I don't know. But I don't think a lot of people had Chase Briscoe making it. And boy, did that surprised a lot of people, including us.
That shocked me. But I'm still more shocked that Larson's gone.
Exactly. Talk about the drivers who are not gone, though. Chase Elliott still the top seed with 31 points. Joey Logano is up by 11. Ross Chastain up by 6. Christopher Bell up by 3. Byron down by 3. Blaine is actually tied with Byron, down by 3. Denny Hamlin down by 5, and Briscoe down by 9. So, since our championship 4 picks are basically down the drain, because first off, I forgot what your 4 was, but I know you had Larson. Both me and you had Larson in there. I think we had Reddick along too.
I don't think I had Reddick. No, wait, I probably did, but I think I thought, you know what? Yeah, he's probably not going to be championship caliber right now.
I know you had Blaney as your champion. Somehow he's still in this,
still alive.
But at the same time, though, I thought you had Harvick or Reddick, and I don't remember who, but
no, I didn't have.
But
Harvick
I'm pretty. Thought you did, but
somebody had Harvick going to the Final Four. I don't know who it was.
I don't know, but anyways, we might need to get these picks taken care of because, that's a good portion of the picks. I know Nathan's going to be having to switch his because he actually picked Larson to win the championship.
He already switched his to Bell. Immediately switched his to Bell. Oh.
I at least have a few that's still correct, though. I know I had Elliott Larson, and Logano as three of them. I can't remember the last one. I think I chose an underdog.
Hmm,
I think it was Ross Chastain.
maybe.
Think it was Ross Chastain, but basically, I still have those. I still have those three. Just I switched the bell, but my champion is still Chase Elliott.
Right. Well, I'll say the two picks that I have in the final four right now are still alive. So that part hasn't changed, of course. However, I've changed changed the other two to Joey Logano and Denny Hamlin. And the reason why I put those two up there is because really,
Logano, I understand.
really
Like,
hold up. I haven't finished my thought yet. My gosh, this isn't like a YouTube chat where you can just comment willy-nilly whatever you want while I'm talking. My gosh. Everybody has that problem for some reason. I fucking hate that. My goodness. But no, anyways. I still think Logano has a pretty consistent chance of somehow pointing his way into the final four. Would he win? If there's any place that he would win, it'd either be any one of those three tracks, but I think the strongest one that he probably might be able to get a win at, closest that he's ever gotten to winning at a short track this year, was Martinsville. So maybe he could win Martinsville. But then again, he's still pretty decently strong a mile and a half with this car. So I think he could probably win at either Vegas or Homestead. But statistically speaking, he could probably win at Vegas.
yeah.
Hamlin would most likely win at Homestead should he end up winning.
That or Vegas.
Right.
Did win Vegas last year. I don't. Martinsville. I mean, you could kind of see Martinsville too. He's been so good, but here lately, I haven't seen it.
Yeah.
You haven't seen him in the short tracks. I barely see him at like mile and a halves too. So I don't know.
I don't know, man.
Hamlin's iffy. Byron did win Martinsville, but the way he's been going, I don't see it. I'm not really seeing it out of him right now. Briscoe, I don't think is going to do good. Ryan Blaney, he's the only driver without a win. Which, if you look through all three series, there's one driver who does not have a win and yet still in. So in the playoffs.
Yeah.
But Blaney, I don't really see him doing. I mean, Vegas, yeah. I'm not that confident at Martinsville or Homestead.
Well, should be interesting. I mean, we're definitely going to keep a close eye here on round 3 because, you know, that means the next 4 out pretty much is going to settle who's going to be in the final 4. So it's going to be interesting.
Also, I kind of find it funny that both the Cup and Xfinity Series, both champions got out of the round of 12.
Yeah.
And yet you look at Truck Series, Ben Rhodes is the only past champion that's still in the playoffs.
Yeah. I don't know.
It's fine.
It is interesting. So let's say Blaney survives, moves on into the final 4, and somehow wins the title without winning a single race. He would have done something that Matt Crafton did in the Truck Series, and that's break the chase system by winning this elimination style format by winning the championship with no wins. He could do it.
And you can almost say the same thing for Ryan Newman, who almost did that when the elimination started.
The elimination format, yeah. Except Ryan Blaney is going to do him one better and go all the way with it this time. The chances are becoming stronger and stronger. We're one race closer.
Yeah, but with the races and all the other drivers, I don't see it. And
I mean, we'll see.
I think Ross Chastain might be a contender too, because he almost won Vegas,
Yeah.
and he's been doing really well, running those highlight high part of the track close to the wall, and that's what Homestead is.
Yeah.
So
It should be interesting. Should be interesting to figure that stuff out. Oh goodness. I don't know, man, but so news. So we talked about Allmendinger. It's been confirmed.
Let's talk about the whole team.
Well, first of all, Allmendinger is confirmed. He's back in the Cup Series in the 16.
16.
How about that?
It is actually pretty good to hear. AJ Allmendinger, I don't think we expected to see AJ come back to the Cup Series, but like he said a few weeks ago, if Matt Collig wanting him to go back in the Cup Series full time, race for him, I'd say he's pretty good. And I think he's a legit championship threat. He's definitely a playoff threat, I'll say that much.
Yeah. Easily a playoff threat. I don't think if he's a championship favorite, I mean, we'll have to wait and see. I mean, I think he probably would have the potential to do it, but the problem, I think the one issue that I would have with that is it would be his first year back in the Cup Series, and I don't know if he would do super hot. He'll do hot, but he won't. I don't think he'll do super hot.
No, if you get to the road courses, then that's a different story.
I mean, for the entire. I mean, I'm talking about the entire season, though.
Yeah, for the entire season, it'll be a hit. It'll be in hit and miss since he's going to be full time on there. So, but I kind of see hit and miss on there. Road courses are his best chances, but I don't know. I think it's going to be interesting. And even then, even before we continue more on there, there's a whole bunch of drivers who can easily fill up that spot. We thought this year was going to be hard to figure out. Just think next year. Drivers who's now won, who has some speed, different drivers. It's going to be
crazy.
Continuing on with the full-time list, they did confirm that Justin Haley will also continue back in the 31 next year. But the Xfinity side, before we get to the big news, Daniel Hemrick and Landon Castle are both considered back, are continuing their streak. Castle's back in the 10.
They're back.
And today today Hemrick revealed that he was back in the 11 sponsors. And
just
a
few days ago. Well, before this, we were talking about this because when Kyle Busch, this stemmed from Kyle Busch going to RCR, and what we talked about was what's Kyle Busch's truck lineup going to look like, since they're most likely going to be getting manufacturer support and factory support really from Chevrolet. Chandler Smith was one of the people that we talked about, and we said, he could probably go up to the Xfinity Series, drive for Joe Gibbs, or maybe go to somebody else, right? We were just theorizing. We were making our own predictions on where drivers like Chandler Smith would go. A few days ago, it was rumored that Chandler Smith would be going to Colleague Racing, and probably about a day or two later, it was confirmed. Chandler Smith will be the man replacing AJ Allmendinger beginning in 2023.
In the 16 in the Xfinity Series, which that is going to be really interesting. It will be he'll be starting his rookie year in the Xfinity Series, which I think is pretty good. I think he's ready.
This
He's shown he's ready, but
he's got the speed. He's gonna
he's
have
got
speed
speed.
going into it because I think going to Colleague Racing, an A-minus Xfinity team at the very best, with mainly their strongest car being the 16. You would think it would be their flagship car, the 11, but it's apparently, it's interesting of how the tides work. But now, with Chandler Smith in the 16, it'll be interesting. I mean, of course, it'll be his first full season in the Xfinity Series. I mean, he has a few Xfinity starts under his belt. We'll just have to wait and see what happens. But
he'll get help from his veteran teammates, especially even AJ. I think is going to help him out, even with that. So we'll have lots of help.
Let's stick to the Xfinity side here, shall we? You remember that announcement that we talked about Hailie Deegan had prepped up? Well, one of the things we ended up talking about was an Xfinity Series ride. We were thinking, oh, it could be. What if she's going full time? Which we really didn't have much faith in that at all. Seeing as how this season has been going, and she's starting to pick stuff back up, just at the tail end to try to close out the season strong. But it was confirmed, probably this past Tuesday, I want to say.
Yeah, Tuesday.
Tuesday, that Hailie Deegan will be set to make her Xfinity Series debut this weekend at Las Vegas, driving for SS Greenlight Racing in the number 07. The same car that won Fontana with Cole Custer at the very beginning of the year. Now,
and I'd say the same car that's also affiliated with Stewart Haas Racing. That is also rumored to have where Hailie would go to if she got to the Cup or Xfinity Series.
Right.
Just to add.
Now, this is something that we could talk about here. This is going to be this is going to be a test, in my opinion, to see how well she'll be able to do in an Xfinity car. Because I think this could be a race maybe that determines how well she'll do in a different type of car that is set up differently from the trucks, because the trucks are, they're different. They're set up differently, where you could hold the trucks out a little bit more wide open, unlike an Xfinity car or really a Cup car. But these cars, they're different compared to the Cup car that we have now and the trucks that we have now. This is the same Xfinity car that we've had for 12 years. So this is going to be a test. I'm not really okay. I'm kind of going all over the place, but really, I'm thinking this is just going to be a race that. Yes, I'm going all over the place. I think this is going to be a race that determines whether if Hailie Deegan is going to be Xfinity Series potential in the future or not. Because
which I kind of like.
Because really, to be honest, I like it. I'm going to go along with it. I like that. Because we could see something in the Xfinity Series out of Hailie Deegan that we probably have never seen out of her in the Truck Series. Because we go back way back in the day to Jimmy Johnson, right? In the Xfinity Series, or the Busch Series at the time, he didn't set the world on fire. Got one win. One win that I know of. 2001 Chicagoland. But when he got up to the Cup Series, oh boy. Do I need to explain more? Do I need to explain more?
He's definitely going to be a Hall of Famer soon.
That's a lot.
It's a lock Hall of Famer. Everyone knows he's going to be in there. But also, my point of view on this, you mentioned it's a test. It brings me back to when she did that. When she, I think it was 2020 when she drove the 17 at Kansas.
Yep.
When she did that test, and she finished almost top 15, which I kind of find it fitting that. I know there are two different types, tracks, but it's a mile, but it's back to another mile and a half test
With a different car.
with a different car. Yeah, I kind of find it funny it's that way with another 7 in the number. I just thought about that.
You know what? I just now thought of that too. That's interesting.
But I will say this will be pretty interesting, and I really hope to see how well she does.
Oh yeah.
And if she and you mentioned that about like do good, not do good in the trucks, but do good in the Xfinity series. No names that pop in my head. 2 names. There's probably more, but these are the main 2. Noah Gragson, Harrison Burton. Harrison Burton didn't do well his second year, but he did do a really good rookie season.
Here's another name. Allgaier. Listen, it's the opposite effect. He didn't set the world on fire in Cup, but he's definitely doing it in Xfinity. It's the opposite effect.
I think there's another one. But point is, she's not doing so hot in the truck series. She's had a few good top 10s here and there. Non-super speedways. Well, one super speedway, but
yeah.
Even then, she's shown she has speed. She just needs better equipment.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, the only good equipment in the truck series that's Ford is basically front row.
Yeah.
Which is basically their top tier team. But
yeah.
But even then, there's not much top tier teams in the Xfinity series either, unless they bring Penske back in there, which I'm not sure if they're still going to or not.
I don't know, man. It'll be interesting.
But I do agree this is a test. This will be a test, and I hope she does good. And and she's not even 100% sure about her plans yet.
Yeah,
truck series
I
plans.
heard about that. They're still trying to get it worked out, though.
I don't think she needs to. I don't think she's not ready for Xfinity just yet, despite where she finishes. But she'll probably be in the same position as Ty Gibbs, is not ready for the higher series, but will have to be placed. Have to probably put her somewhere. Hell, I would not be surprised if not only just get another car for Stuart Haas, bring back Penske, or they just drop her from Ford in general, and Toyota picks her up for Joe Gibbs.
I don't know about that one.
It wouldn't surprise. I'm not confident about that one either. I'm not either. I'm just spitballing, but it's like it brings my point, saying like if she don't have a ride for trucks, no ride at all for any of the truck series, they may unintentionally have to force her up to higher series just to find her a place.
Yeah.
Trying to think what other news there was.
I can't think of anything else either.
Let me look at my handy dandy.
His handy dandy phone. Phone that he has in his pocket everywhere he goes. Okay.
But that's basically that. This hasn't been really talked about that much, but last Friday, AM Racing, the team that lost his net, Austin Wayne Self drives for,
yeah,
in the truck series, is actually going to field a team for the Xfinity series.
Really?
Yeah, they'll fill the team for the Xfinity Series, and additionally, they're returning full time in the trucks, 2023. They'll run a single entry full time, but it will be but it will be between different drivers.
Interesting.
So Austin himself will be in one of them, but it will be additional drivers. Will be later on. It's not publicly announced, but it was shown. But it was I guess announced Friday
Mm-hmm.
about that. Byron appealed his penalty.
Yep.
William William Byron did appeal the penalty, so that's what I think that was another reason how he was able to advance.
Squeak by. She squeaked right on by.
Uh, HP has joined as a sponsor. Oh wait, starting. Oh, HP has joined Hinderman Sports as a sponsor starting in the 2022 Cup. I think that meant to say 2023 Cup Series. But it's be an associate sponsor for all four drivers.
That should be interesting.
Harvick. Here's one for you. Here's a big one for you. Release penalty reports. Harvick has a penalty for modifying a single source supply part. I guess close to like the spoiler, if I remember that correctly.
So that was last week, as of this recording. That penalty was dropped last Wednesday, which means there was. So I know one penalty in particular. Rodney Childers is gone until Phoenix. It was 100-point deduction in owner and driver points.
Correct, and it's also. And he loses. You mentioned losing Rodney for 4 weeks. He was actually not in this week, just in case. They're going to appeal the penalty, but Rodney Childers actually was not up there this week, just in case if they do not appeal the penalty, he at least has one off his belt.
Yeah.
But yeah, he's been fined $100,000, and Rodney Childers is also. They're both been fined. Either both been fined or Childers just being fined, and he's suspended for 4 races and lost 100 driver and owner's points, which I forgot to mention something about the owner's points. Larson is out of the maybe out of the regular driver playoffs, but Bubba Wallace is eliminated from the owner's points.
Yeah.
And Larson is still currently in the driver's points.
Well, that's one championship he's not eliminated from.
just want to point that out there. I forgot to mention that, but anyways, back to Harvick.
Man. I don't know, man. I don't know where that just sounds. I mean, I was talking to Josh about it, and it sounded really suspicious as to where that came from, because he thought a lot of the reason why he got penalized was because Harvick was speaking out about the car, like literally, like calling NASCAR out, tweet after tweet after tweet after tweet about what's wrong with the car and what they could do to fix it. Say, hey, listen to the drivers over here. We're actually the ones driving the cars. Here's what you could do here. Here's what you could do there. Here's where you could shorten some of the distance of some of these races here. Hey, maybe we could have a little bit of a shorter schedule. He thinks that's where it stems from. I mean, could be, but it's a little.
And
I don't know.
It kind of worked a little bit. I mean, they are having driver meetings about it starting this year on, or starting the rest of the races on. Going to talk to NASCAR. It's what President Steve Phelps was mentioning during the start of that. So he mentioned that the first meeting went good from what he said, but could just be saying so. I didn't really hear from other drivers about it, but got that. And I didn't catch. you also mentioned that, then we should be expecting something from Truex if what you guys saying, or what Josh is thinking, then you gotta want like a surprise penalty from Truex.
Right.
We're gonna mention that.
Well, it could be. I mean, I don't know for sure, but
But
we're
since
just gonna
he's been speaking out too.
we'll just have to keep our eyes on it, though. I mean, that's
I
all
mean,
we can really do. Okay, I think that's pretty much all we can really talk about as far as like any sort of breaking stories are really concerned.
Yeah.
So, rounds 2 and 3, the kickoff at Las Vegas Motor Speedway. Let's go ahead and talk about it here. So, we're coming to Vegas towards the middle of October. Oh my goodness, it's the start of round 2 for the Xfinity Series, and it's the beginning of round 3 for the Cup Series. So, coming into this weekend, what's to expect?
Well, Vegas is not all that it's not really a hyped up track. We should be expecting some good racing between some of the playoff drivers because of the I honestly don't know.
Don't know
I
what to
honestly don't
expect.
know what
Really?
I don't. It's like, I mean, it's really. There are some drivers will do good. It'll be won't be an exciting race like it was the last few years. But think about I was actually trying to go and look up all the finishing positions of the spring race because I remember close to the end you had drivers like Kyle Busch, Marshall Jr. going up. You have Ross Chastain, like I mentioned prior, who did really well. And I'm trying to think of who all was up there because I know Hamlin was not really up there. I know barely saw Elliott up there. I don't really have to see a lot of the playoff drivers running up there. So I don't know. I mean, it's not hard. It's not unpredictable, but it's not really easy to predict. Easy to predict either because of not being an exciting race, but also not a lot of you playoff drivers good or not. So
Should be. Well, I'd say when it comes to the chase, the stakes are just going to be a little bit higher. So do expect some of these drivers to take some risks, especially in the Cup race. You know, it's the Cup, it's the championship. You got to go for what you can get. This is one of those 3 races that can put your ticket to the Final Four. So this is going to be fun to watch. All right, so here we go for our predictions. So since we're recording this the day that the Charlotte weekend concluded with the Cup race, we don't have the entry lists. So we're reverting back to the entry list to this past weekend's race at the Roval. So here we go. Driver to win. Pretty self-explanatory. The driver to stay away from. The driver that hasn't really been doing the last couple weeks, or we're just coming up to a track where they suck at. The dark horse is the exact opposite. Round of 8 for both Xfinity and Cup. Let's see how we can get this started off. Wyatt, you're up first.
and like I usually do, I will do my own way and just do playoff drivers. With one exception.
Ooh.
My dark horse. I'm going to give her a chance. Haley Deegan.
Really?
I will give her a chance. You remember, you go back to the truck series. She made her debut. Yes, they run different. But on her debut truck race, she actually ran almost top 15. A mile and a half, top 15. So, yes, it runs different than a truck, but I'll give her his chance. I have faith in her. She's at a mediocre. That's the word I'm looking for. Mediocre team that does have a win and you have a team. You do have a somewhat teammates that will help you. And like, I'd say Riley Herbst it could be a teammate to help her out. Know that.
Right.
So, and all the crews and stuff, I'd say this would be a good debut. I'd say Haley Deegan does good. She's my only exception.
Okay.
My driver stay away from. Now I'm just going back to playoffs, and I think I'm gonna. Hold on, let me pull up here real quick. I'm gonna continue what I was saying before. I'm not confident with AJ. I'm not AJ. I'm sorry. I'm always getting those two mixed up. I'm not confident with Justin Allgaier.
Really?
I do not have the I just don't have confidence in him in Vegas. I really don't.
Honestly, I thought you were gonna say Brandon Jones.
I was thinking Brandon Jones. Brandon Jones is too easy, man. Brandon Jones is way too damn easy.
Brandon Jones.
I was trying to do.
Brandon Jones.
I was trying to do someone else. I almost went with Sam Mayer, but no. Like I was saying before, I just never had a huge confidence in Allgaier.
Right.
And I think it's staying. My driver to win. I'm torn between three drivers, and they're all in the playoffs. Two I see more than this one. But I think I'm going to go with this one. Actually, yeah, screw it. I'll do it. I'm going Noah Gragson as my driver to win. He's a Las Vegas native, and he has not been doing good at Vegas. But the speed he's been showing, he's got that win. I think Gregson's got it. Gregson will get it, lock himself in. If not, then he has two more races. You want to take a wild stab at who the other two are?
Gibbs and Allmendinger.
One of them's right.
Oh gosh. Josh Berry.
There you go. Josh Berry and Allmendinger.
Interesting.
And now for the Cup Series. Let's see here. My dark horse driver. I think I'm going to. As much as I don't want to say it, I might have to. Dark horse, I'm giving it to Joey Logano. Out of the drivers on this list, yes, Hamlin, but all I see is being a dark horse is Joey Logano. He's the only one I see. My driver to stay away from, I'm going to go Chase Briscoe. He shouldn't even be in this round. I don't really want to go with the easy one, but he shouldn't have been in there.
Wyatt. I don't want to go the easy path. Also, Wyatt chooses Chase Briscoe.
If it wasn't going the easy path, then I think William Byron would have been it.
All right.
But my driver to win, I'm gonna go Ross Chastain.
Really?
Ross Chastain had started. This is when Ross Chastain started his peak. When he started his peak in the early stages, he ran third. He was running third at Vegas. He could easily have caught up to both Kyle Busch and Mark Truex Jr. and probably could have had a chance to win that race at Vegas. I'm keeping my eye on Ross Chastain, and if he got something good going through, I think Ross Chastain might come out and win this race and be the first one to lock himself into the Final Four.
Very interesting. Very Very interesting indeed. But alright, folks. It's my turn. It's my turn, guys. And I know what he's gonna say.
Run away.
Not that. But here we go. I'm gonna say for my driver to win. Okay. So I'm really torn here. But I think... Listen. You say Gregson's gonna be the guy to punch his ticket in the Final Four. As good as he performed, admittedly, as good as he performed at the beginning of the year, I hate to say it. I really don't want to say it. But somehow, this boy is going to get handed a spot into the Final Four. And I see Wyatt. He has his hands cupped over his head like this, going, oh gosh. Oh gosh. He's really gonna do it.
Oh no, it's not like, oh gosh, like finally he's gonna say it again.
The thing that I don't want to admit, the thing that I don't want to say, the guy that I don't want to pick, but out of everybody else here, I think he's gonna be the guy that is gonna sweep Vegas. Unfortunately, my driver to win is Ty Gibbs. Yes, you heard that correctly. I say unfortunately. And I really, really, really hope he proves me wrong.
He ends up proving you right.
That would be really sad. Driver to stay away from. My driver to stay away from. You know what? You know what? I think the driver to stay away from. Gosh, man. He runs good. But he might be below the cut line. I think he'll show speed, but I don't think it's really gonna be necessarily enough to start him out. He might just make it just to the cut line. Sam Mayer. It's gonna be my driver to stay away from.
I was thinking we were going to do Sam Mayer.
Now my dark horse is your pick to win, Noah Gregson. Now this is a guy I really hope proves me to be correct. And he most likely will. I just hope he's the guy that proves my driver to win wrong.
Well, here's one thing, and you're not going to like this. Your driver to win was the winner in the spring.
Yes, that's what I had said. That's what I alluded to. Man, though. As much as I don't like admitting things that I don't want to admit, or stuff that I don't want to say, unfortunately, Ty Gibbs is my winner. Yes, go ahead. Go ahead, Daniel Voiles. Go ahead, Nathan Norman. Go ahead, Cody Smart. Go ahead, whoever sees this, and just use this clip as proof. It's just like, oh my gosh, he's actually choosing him. Oh my gosh, he's choosing his #1 favorite driver. Oh my gosh, they're really gonna have a kick out of this. I know they will, but I don't care. They can do whatever they want. They can say whatever they want. I mean, really, at the end of the day, it doesn't matter to me.
Yeah, you say that, and yet you're raging like that about it, and yet you just see me finally finding the finishing results of the spring race, and seeing that Ross was actually third. Actually, did finish third in that race. So,
well, speaking of cup race, here we go. So, for my driver to win, what a voice crack. Oh,
that's what I'm saying, like, damn, man.
For my driver to win, this is gonna be tough. You know, to be quite honest, I think I'm going to stick with him. I think I'm going to stick with this confidence that I've got for this driver. Joey Logano is going to be my driver to win. As much as you don't like it.
I didn't go as far as going to win. I picked him as a dark horse.
Yes.
I'll go as far as a dark horse, but you'll rarely see me pick him as a winner.
Well, my driver to stay away from, however, is going to be, oh gosh, my driver to stay away from. I'm honestly gonna have to say William Byron. I don't know. I don't think I've ever seen him go this far, to be quite honest.
Byron's never been this far.
So yeah, I think the pressure this time to make it to the Final Four is going to be much greater, because like he hasn't been in this position since he's been in the Truck Series, or really Xfinity Series. But I mean, with this much pressure, in the penultimate round. Yes, I sound stuffy, by the way. I do. That's just me. Change of the seasons, guys. But
and your voice cracked again on that one.
Yes. But as far as the penultimate round before the championship, I don't think he's ever been in a much more pressure driving situation than in the Cup Series. So for Byron, I just don't know how well he'll hold up to start out. However, my dark horse, you know what? I do have confidence in him, to be quite honest. Do I think he'll win? It's 50-50. Do I think he'll get a good finish? For sure. Ross Chastain is going to be my dark horse.
You know something funny? I was looking back on there. There's two things I forgot about that race. One, Christopher Bell finished top 10. Got 10th. And second, he got the pole.
Yeah.
So, and it looks like out of all the current playoff drivers, most of them, I'd say half of them are in this top 10.
Well, how about that?
With Ross, Byron, Elliott, Bell.
Yeah. Should be. That's interesting.
Oh, wow.
What'd you see?
You might want to look at the results.
Of Vegas?
Of Vegas.
Hold up. Let me pull up racing reference.
Oh, boy. I need to go back and watch that race.
Okay. So.
Where? Okay, he's mediocre. He'll be fine.
So, that's the for. I'm trying to figure it out. Like, what's the
go to the very bottom.
You know, I honestly hope that he does not wreck.
And look a few spots above him. I think we forgot about him and his terrible run at the beginning of the year.
I really hope the drivetrain fails on him again.
If you want to know what we're alluding to, I went back to see the results, and I mentioned the first four of Ross, Byron, Elliott, and Bell getting top 10s. Logano finished 14th, mediocre. He'll be fine. Then you scroll down, Hamlin's 32nd with a drivetrain issue. Briscoe in an accident, I think, also involves Daniel Suarez. At the very bottom there. And then you got Ryan Blaney, 36th.
Yeah.
Which made me, him and Hamlin were the two I was referring to. Oh.
Yeah. Cool. Okay. So, we've pretty much talked about everything that we needed to. So, Wyatt, any final thoughts before we get this Vegas weekend underway?
I'd say let's get the round of 8 started, and I feel bad. I feel bad for these for Larson, Cindric, uh, Bowman, Suarez. I, my brain's messing up on me.
Cindric.
Herbst, Emmerich,
Oh,
Clement,
Clements.
and
Sieg.
Sieg. There we go. There's everyone.
There you go.
Feel bad for those seats.
Well, it should be very interesting to see how the round of 8 for both series gets started. And I want to thank you guys a lot for watching this edition of GTN. If you guys liked it, be sure to give it a like. And if you haven't considered subscribing yet, I recommend you do so to keep up with some fine content coming out in the near future. If you're listening to this on Spotify, be sure to hit that follow button so that way you don't miss a single future audio replay of each episode. That goes up Thursday mornings at 11 a.m. Eastern Time. And yeah, I think that pretty much does it. On behalf of Wyatt Walker, I'm Elijah Leonard signing out, and we'll see you guys in the next one.
See ya.